Hello and welcome back to my Kansas City Royals series here on Out of the Park Baseball. We finished the year at 90 and 72, which means we are going to be in the postseason for the first time since 2015. We won the American League Central, and if we take a look at how our team played, we were amazing down the stretch. You can see in September 21 and 6, ended up being 5th in runs scored and 3rd in terms of runs allowed. I'm shocked that our starters ERA was also 3rd in the AL because, as you'll see in a second, not really sure who to trust here in the postseason. But anyway, yeah, you can see our expected record was 88 and 74. That surprises me a little bit because I really thought we were a good team, especially in the second half. But yeah, we will be facing the Tampa Bay Rays in the first round of the playoffs. That is fine by me. It's certainly not going to be an easy series, but I am glad that it'll be the Angels and the Astros kind of beating up on each other that first round because they are two very, very good teams, that is for sure. Certainly for Game 1, we will have Blake Snell on the mound, but that's kind of where things get hairy. So if you remember in the last episode, Carlos Martinez had really been struggling. But if we take a look at the pitching splits, when I moved him to the bullpen, 11 saves in September alone. He had a 1.2 ERA. Suddenly, those walks per 9 inning falls immensely. Same with the home runs per 9 innings. The strikeouts weren't really there, so you can see the BABIP unbelievably low. So I certainly can't trust him in the rotation. I don't really think I can even trust him in the bullpen, but he will be a bullpen arm during the playoffs, I believe. So I think it's going to be Snell, Godley, Skoglund, and then Chua will probably be that 4th starter. We do have some interesting people in the bullpen. You know, Bobby Pointer still doing all right. He always has a ton of strikeouts. Gabo, Castillo, Jalen Beeks was a huge story. Yeah, you can see 52 games, 6 games started a 2.73 ERA, so he kind of did it all for us. And I'm really liking these ratings, especially the control. Remember, he was just a minor league free agent signing, so I just like the ratings that he had, and he seems to have been doing really, really well. Of course, we got people like Edward Cabrera still, Luis M. Castillo, who had pretty good years for us. Not spectacular, but pretty good. Then there's kind of this diamond in the rough, Kevin Rose, who's still developing, but he did really well for us down the stretch. You can see a 1.69 ERA, but those walks and strikeouts, that strikeout to walk ratio, not very good. So I'm a little worried about that, and certainly in AAA he struggled kind of immensely. So he is listed as our closer, but I don't really think he's ready to be our closer. And out of all that I just said, do you feel confident in anyone? I certainly really don't. So, we'll start with Blake Snell, and I don't really know if it's a big situation who I'm going to go to, but apparently we were 3rd in runs allowed, so whatever worked, it worked. In terms of our offense, I think it's much easier to see why this team was so successful. You can see Kappa Zoo, 37 home runs in 95 games. So he was injured for quite a bit this year. Unfortunately, he is now listed as fragile, but when he played, he was really good. Still our most valuable player. And then Griffin Conine, this is very exciting. Did not really expect this from him, but you can see these ratings getting a lot better. He was our first-round pick, or one of our first-round picks, way back in 2018. But you can see this year hit 30 home runs, ending up hitting almost 300. That nice on-base percentage there to go along with some good base running and outfield skills. So he was a 4.2 win player. I did not expect that. And if we can get anywhere close to that type of production in the future, we are going to be in pretty good shape. Then you can see Goldschmidt and Vinny Toasty also playing really well. Toasty, of course, his on-base percentage isn't terrible. His on-base percentage isn't terrible, but certainly you can see that OPS plus only 79, still having a 4-win season. That is ridiculously good defense. Reese McGuire, 3.7 win season. You can see he hit over 300. Justin Williams had a monster year. When I go through this order, it just seems like, wow, these guys are good. So I think the league must just be getting more offensive heavy because to me, these guys look great. Even Isan Diaz, he's the guy that we picked up in that little trade with Miami, and boy, he has been doing good. What a pickup. He gave up someone who's just nothing. So everything offensively seeming to go well this year. Gigliotti may be that one exception. You can see his on-base percentage was pretty good, but I guess it's just, the defense and speed for a center fielder isn't that great. He's never really been spectacular for us, but kind of held his own, obviously very cheap, so it is kind of what it is in center field. With that said, though, there is a second part to this equation, so let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays team. Yeah, so you can see some guys that are highly rated, but they kind of had bad seasons. So Blake Bivens, 5.46 ERA. Jose Alvarado, another 3-star pitcher, but just having a pretty down year. Francisco David Sanchez looks like a nice young arm, especially in terms of the stuff. Maybe a borderline starter, but he had a bad year as well. And Gausman rounds out the rotation. All 4 of their guys are going to be throwing in the postseason an ERA over 5. And their bullpen doesn't look too spectacular either. You can see Diego Castillo, their closer, really nothing to write home about. And none of their ERAs were particularly outstanding, except maybe Trevor Betancourt. For their batting order, wow, look at this. Jesus Armando Sanchez. My goodness, this guy is really good. A 6.8 win player, hit .324 this year, so he is kind of their franchise player. And actually Miguel Gomez as well, an outstanding catcher, someone who hit .333 last year. Khalil Lee, so you'll remember, this is, I don't know that I'm really kicking myself for this because it made sense at the time, but we traded him for Justin Williams. Both players doing really well. I think that's pretty obvious. Akami was in the major leagues this year and did okay for them, but you can see he slugged .466. That's not that great for a first baseman. And of course, we gave them Jacob Barnes as well, who has never really been able to put it together too much at the major league level. So certainly, I think the Tampa Bay Rays won this trade. There's no question about that. Because Khalil Lee is so controllable, but I wanted someone who was going to produce now. And we've also got Griffin Conine in right field. So, yeah, I mean, look at Khalil Lee, that on-base percentage pretty high, and to go along with that good speed in the outfield. In fact, his speed ratings have gotten a lot better since when we had him. But that's okay. We wish him all the best. They've also got Jake Bowers, Andrew Velasquez. So certainly, I think this is an offensive-heavy team. Their pitching, hopefully we can beat up on them a little bit, but their offense is going to be tough to pitch against for sure. I do see a lot of lefties, so hopefully Blake Snell can feast on that starting lineup. But I guess we shall see. So with that said, let's get started here against the Tampa Bay Rays. Very, very exciting, and we do have home field advantage this series. I think I forgot to mention that. We're also going to edit this order a little bit, so Francona did not really let me edit the lineups. So I think I'm going to do a bit of a sabermetric approach here. I'll cut back in when I'm done editing the batting order. All right, so this is the batting order that I'm going to go with. Goldschmidt, I think, is probably our best hitter. Look at that on-base percentage. He's someone that I want to lead off, and he's got decent speed as well. Justin Williams will bat second, just a really kind of solid hitter in that second spot. Zoo I want to bat third, just with that power. Conine will bat fourth, and then you can see the rest there. But, a little bit unusual. I want Goldschmidt to have more at-bats than Vinny Tosti, so that's why I've moved Vinny Tosti down to that 7th slot. And then for our starting pitcher, of course, it will be Blake Snell. Obviously, huge improvements to this year's version of the game, just in terms of what we see on the field. Those players look a lot more realistic than what we had last year. So I'm just going to do it till runners in scoring position for most of these innings. You can see that we get through the top of the first with Blake Snell. But now, actually we do not. So Blake Snell pitching here with 2 outs, so we do get the 3rd out. Did not realize that Akami had made it to second base, but we make it through the first inning, still 0-0. Get through the second inning, and here in the bottom of the second, we have Reese McGuire on second, Vinny Tosti on first, and Nick Madrigal at the plate here with 1 out. So we'll tell him to swing away here. The count is 3-2, and that is going to be a strikeout. Unfortunately, hoping for ball 4 there, to be quite honest. And now we've got the number 9 hitter, Michael Gigliotti. Hopefully he can come up with something, but the count is 0-2, and that's going to be a little dribbler out in front of the mound and an easy out for the Tampa Bay Rays. So nothing there in the second inning. So Snell at 39 pitches. His stamina looks to be kind of low. I don't know what's going on there, but we'll go till runners in scoring position. Nothing in the top of the third. And here in the bottom of the third, you can see Goldschmidt at second, Kapazoo at first, Conine at the plate. Only 1 out in the inning. So here is Conine, and that is going to be ball 4. So the bases are loaded with 1 out. We could really use something here. Ison Diaz at the plate. 0-2 the count, though, and he's going to go down swinging. So now only one more chance. We've got Reese McGuire up, hit over 300 this year. Count is 1-2. Ground ball to first. Looks like a line drive, actually. But either way, the inning is over. So we load the bases, but don't get anything out of it. Very unfortunate there. And in the bottom of the fourth, we do get Vinny Tosti to second with 2 outs. It's a 3-2 count. Wouldn't be surprised if Tosti had stolen that base. And we will get a walk. And that will bring up Justin Williams here. That's why I like having Goldschmidt at the top of the order. More at-bats for him. Now with Justin Williams at the plate, 2-1 is the count. Fly ball, center field, but it's going to be right at the center fielder. So the inning is going to be over. Kind of looked like he dropped it for a second, but he did make the catch. So Snell, 5 innings. He's at 75 pitches. A little confused about this. Let's take a look at the bullpen here. I might start warming up someone, maybe Cabrera. Yeah, we'll start warming up Cabrera. I certainly don't think we're going to go to him this inning, but I just want to have him as an option in case things go awry. So let's go until runners in scoring position again. We get through the 6th there, no problem. You can see Snell at 86 pitches. I do think he'll at least face the first 2 guys you can see that are lefties. This switch hitter is actually a little bit better versus lefties. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. I do think now, though, we are going to sit down Edward Cabrera. So back to the game action here. Let's go till runners in scoring position. We get nothing there. I'm going to go back to the Kansas City bullpen. And let's start warming up. Maybe we do want Cabrera. So let's start warming up Cabrera again. He is ready to go. So let's see. Blake Snell facing the first hitter here. That's a fly ball to right field. Looks pretty easy to catch. And Conine will make the grab. So that is 1 down. Alchemy, the next hitter, 0-2 is the count. Ground ball to second base. And it looks like it goes through to the outfield. And it kind of looked like an error to me, but I guess that is a base hit. I think that might do it for Snell. Normally only throws about 90 pitches-ish, so we are going to go with Cabrera here, and I do think I'm going to warm up someone else, maybe Bobby Pointer, just in case things go a little bit awry. We are in a very tight game here. So Cabrera now on the mound, 2-1 is the count, and that's going to be a fly ball center field, but it's going to be caught, so 2 outs here in the inning. And now it'll be Connor Justice at the plate. Here with 2 outs, 3-2 is the count. He will strike out. So here in the bottom of the 7th, let's go batter by batter here. Gigliotti will be the first man up, and that's a fly ball to left field twisting, but it actually will drop. So Gigliotti with a base hit, and that's going to bring up the top of the order here in the bottom of the 7th with Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt, 0-0 is the count. We have a new pitcher, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. And it will be a fielder's choice. Looked like it could have been a double play, but only 1 out there. So Justin Williams will be up next, 3-2 the count. And it's going to be another ground ball to short. This one is, let's see if it is a double play. No, he's safe. So, oh no, Goldschmidt. Okay, good. Goldschmidt is going to stay in the game. Thank goodness we cannot lose Goldschmidt. Kapazoo up next here with 2 gone. And that's a fly ball center field, and that's going to be caught, I think. A nice catch, looked like a diving catch, but that is going to be the end of the 7th inning. I had sat down Pointer again. I think I'm going to warm him up, but Cabrera's going to start this inning here against Brandon Lowe. It's a 2-0 count, but a nice easy ground ball to second, and that will be 1 away. Still only 13 pitches for Cabrera. We're going to keep him in. Here against Velasquez, he's a switch hitter, line to left, and that's a base hit going for 2, and it looks like he's going to be safe. So it will be a double. I think this is going to be Cabrera's last hitter. You can see the righty Arroyo, and then it's all lefties for the Rays. 2-2 is the count here to Arroyo, and he's going to strike out. So 2 gone. We're going to bring in Bobby Pointer to face the lefty Khalil Lee. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get Lee and he doesn't get revenge on us. It is 2-1 is the count. That is not good. Lined base hit into right field. It looks like a run is going to score. Play at the plate. He's out. So the game stays tied. 0-0 after 7.5 innings. Now Reese McGuire will get a chance here, and that's going to be a fly ball to center. Looks like a pretty easy catch, and it will be made. So 1, 2, 3, go the Royals in the bottom of the 8th. It is still tied here. We're going to keep Bobby Pointer in the game. 0-0 is the count. Bowers to left. That's pretty well hit and twisting towards the line, but plenty of time for Toasty to get there. Obviously, a very good defensive left fielder. So now it'll be their star player at the plate. 2-1 is the count. I don't like this, but a little pop-up, so that's going to be an easy catch out there at short for Madrigal. 2 gone for Akami. 0-2 to Akami, and he's going to strike out. So the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Who's going to play hero? Hopefully it'll be someone on the Royals. Toasty going to lead it off. I could see him potentially bunting, but I don't think I'm going to do that. That's going to be a fly ball to left, an easy play for out number 1. I think we're going to put Castillo in the game, and then I'll start warming up a lefty next inning. So anyway, Madrigal up next, here with 1 out. 1-0 is the count. That's a ground ball to short. Pretty easy play, but it's going to get away. Madrigal heading towards second, and he's going to get there. A huge error for the Tampa Bay Rays, and just like that, we have a man at second with 1 out. I would definitely think about pinch hitting here. Oh, come on, Microsoft Word. I'm thinking I'm going to want Nick Prado to hit, and then we'll stick in Trent Grisham into the outfield, but I do not want Gigliotti to be the hitter, so let's get Nick Prado in here. Come on, Prado. 1-0 is the count. Ground ball to short. It will get the runner over, and he is going to be out. Very close play at first base, at least what it looked like. Goldschmidt at the plate. Winning run at third. Fly ball. Left field, and we're going home. A walk-off home run for Paul Goldschmidt, and the Royals win Game 1 2-0. Santa Maria.